Thank you for joining us today. My name is Gail Watson, President and CEO of Women Speakers Association, and I'm very excited to introduce to you our featured author, Melani Luedtke-Taylor. She is part of the book Voices of the 21st Century. This book serves as an opportunity for women from around the world to share their voice with powerful and passionate messages to make a difference. It is done simply by one woman stepping into her own truth to be vulnerable and transparent. And I know that this can take tremendous courage to do so, which is why, as more of us rise up to use our voices to educate, guide, and inspire, we must support one another by both listening and sharing the stories that we are hearing. So without further ado, I would love to bring on our guest, Melani. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Gail. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Oh, it's great to have you, and love your story that you share in Voices of the 21st Century, because you talk about something that we can all relate to on
I
all
think
sorts of
so.
different levels, just the different challenges that we face. So why don't we dive a little bit deeper into what your story, and first share with us, what inspired you or motivated you to share this story?
Thank you. So my story is a resilient vision, is what it's called in the book. And what inspired me to tell this story goes back a long time ago in my history, is that I grew up being told not to share my story specifically. And I was told that because having a physical disability sometime in the future. I have a hereditary genetic disease that gets worse over time. So telling that story, my parents were very worried that I would end up not getting as many opportunities in life as they know that I should have been able to get, right? So you start telling people that you're losing your eyesight, and unfortunately it has some negative consequences, especially when it comes to things like work and health insurance and so on and so forth. And so that really inspired me to tell the story, because I think we can all relate to having hidden challenges that we really don't share with the world.
Right. So, when we think about challenges, different things come to mind, but we talk about losing your eyesight. Wow.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah, it can be tough, right? I mean, there are days that are really challenging, that I can't always do the things that I really want to do, and so that makes it a little bit of a challenge. But that's why I set up a vision board years ago, because what that really did is it set my goal of getting through the things that I really wanted to get through in my life, regardless of this challenge that I was dealing with. And we all deal with something, whether it's physical, emotional, psychological. It really, it doesn't really matter. No one's difficulty is more important than the other. We are all dealing with something. And I think that having a vision, having the ability to plan out what it is that you really want to accomplish in life, regardless of your challenge, is a really important skill that I think everyone needs to take the time to um, really take the time to understand what it is that you want to accomplish, and then put it up in front of you and go after it.
you are such an angel for this world.
Yeah.
um, Melanie, what do you, sharing such a personal, vulnerable story, what do you want a reader to take away from it?
I really want people to take away that the process of this, right? A process of a challenge, it changes, right? There are 5 steps to a grief process. I think everyone's pretty much knows that, right? If you lose someone, you go through this grief process. Having a challenge as big as this is similar in the fact that you have a cycle you go through, right? You have to learn to accept that this is the reality that you are dealing with. And trust me, there are some days where I do that better than others, right? there, I prepare my way through life, right? Whether it's memorizing how many steps there are from my bed to my bathroom, for example, or how I grocery shop, right? I can't take a cart because you don't want to meet me in a grocery store with a cart, right? So I try to make sure that I prepare my way through that. And then I cope every single day, whether it's tripping over my daughter's shoes because she left them in the way, or figuring out how to clean off my counters because I can't possibly see every, piece of food that the children left. And so for me, it really is about figuring out how to accept, prepare, and cope with this reality. As today is the last day that I will see exactly this well, right? Tomorrow it'll be even a little bit less. And so it really is about making sure that I can prepare for the inevitability that's coming.
So we know how your eyesight is. I mean, you gave us just a glimpse there of how your eyesight is showing up in your life today. But when you, how has it in your life? Like what, because I know that you're also servicing and helping others with grief and.
Yeah, I share my story so that people know, one, that they're not alone, right? No matter what challenge you're dealing with, you really aren't alone, and you really don't have to deal with it alone either. I've heard that from so many women since I started this journey, that they didn't tell anybody that their son was addicted to drugs. They didn't tell anyone that their marriage was falling apart. And those are stories that, if you find the right tribe, if you find the right group, you can share those and you get that kind of support. So for me, I do what I call consultative coaching, right? I teach people how to be more resilient in their life, how to get through their some days. I cure the some days. Someday I'll write a book. Someday I'll, go and speak publicly. Someday I will do this, whatever it is. That's what I cure. That's what I work on, because there are so many things to do in this life. You only get to do it once. So go after what it is that you want, regardless of the challenges you're dealing in life. And that's what I do and bring to other women.
Fabulous. So I know that, well, I can think of several people who I'd love to share your story with. And if you're listening right now and Melanie's words are really touching your heart, then I would encourage you to get a copy of her book and her story. But more than that, we are at a time where there's many people around us grieving for a variety of reasons,
Yes.
right? Our environment, maybe we've lost somebody, we've lost a job. All of our lives are in transition right now. And I can't help but think that your story, Melanie, would just be this light of hope in someone's life. And for the giver of your story to another person, you are really letting somebody know that you see them, right? You see them, you hear them, and you're not in this alone.
No. And you're absolutely right. We live in a challenging time right now. We really do, where you have to have some resilience and some planning to come out of it. And I think, social media makes it that much more difficult. Everyone shares their celebratory moments, but they don't share the challenges in their life. And so it does make people feel like they're more alone in it. And so if my story helps even just one person, to me that was extremely successful, and I'm very happy to do that. And you can always go and read the other stories as well in Voices, because they're all pretty uplifting. And you can buy it on my website, MelanieLTaylor.com, Melanie without an E for some reason. You can ask my parents. MelanieLTaylor.com.
I love it. Well, I would encourage anyone listening right now to order a copy for yourself, but also order a few just to have as inventory. What a great gift to give somebody. A really beautiful story. All right, Melanie, you are a young, beautiful woman with an amazing gift. And you are just so wise. So I would love for you to share with us, leave us with some of your words of wisdoms that we can take away with us today.
Well, thank you. If I really had something to tell to someone, it's really that someday always comes, right? Someday always comes. So if you're not taking the time to focus on what you want to accomplish in life, someday will be here and you'll still be wishing for it, right? So take the time to figure it out, what is you want to accomplish in life, and go after it, because it does work, it does happen, and it makes you so proud of who you are and what you've been able to do.
Someday always comes. When you said
Mm-hmm.
that, I started to tear up. Okay. Thank you, Melanie. You are wonderful, and so honored to have you share your voice in Voices of the 21st Century. You share your story with passion, and truly are making a difference in the lives of others. And I just want to thank you for all that you do, all that you give. You're an amazing woman. So
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. I've really enjoyed it. So thank you.
fantastic. And to our listeners today, I want to thank you for joining us. And we both wish you a very great day wherever you are in this world.
Absolutely. Thank you.